Welcome, dear viewers, to Mr. Magazine, the home of passion, mystery, and the untold truths behind the brightest names in entertainment. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that join button to become part of our exclusive circle that uncovers not just fame, but the soul behind the star. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most stirring stories to emerge from the world of Turkish television, a tale not of scandal, but of rebirth. It's the story of Yaman, the dazzling actor whose life has taken a dramatic turn, not because of rumors, but because of the voice of his own mother. For months, silence surrounded Yaman's private life in Spain. Fans assumed peace had finally settled in his world, that the turbulence of love, fame, and expectation had found a balance. But then, without warning, that calm was pierced by words so powerful that they shook both the Turkish and Italian media landscapes. Sara is over. A new life for Can. The message came not from a journalist or a source, but from Yaman, Can's mother, a woman known for her quiet grace and reluctance to step into the public arena. Her words were short, sharp, and thunderous. What followed was nothing less than a storm of interpretation, emotion, and admiration. To some, it was a cry of relief, to others, a declaration of love, a mother's unwavering defense of her son's dignity. Yaman's relationship with Italian influencer Sara had once enchanted fans across Europe. Their love seemed picture-perfect, glamorous, poetic, and full of promise. Yet behind the carefully filtered images and glossy smiles, something fragile was quietly breaking. When Can released his now famous statement, "Sara and I have decided to break up, and I'm going back, but I don't know where," fans felt both heartbreak and confusion. But it wasn't until Yaman's social media post that the truth began to unfold. Her brief declaration carried years of unsaid emotion. Insiders reveal that had witnessed her son's growing exhaustion, missed calls, unanswered texts, empty dinners, the kind of emotional silence that mothers feel before anyone else does. True intelligence doesn't surrender to superficiality, she wrote in a follow-up post. My son has always chosen depth. These weren't just words, they were a mother's manifesto, one that painted a portrait of pain, resilience, and quiet pride. Within hours, Turkish and Italian social media exploded. Fans from both nations, once divided between defending Sara and protecting Can, now united in sympathy for the actor. Hashtags like #Reborn Yaman and #NewBeginnings began trending. Italian journalists interpreted Yaman's post as a silent blessing, while Turkish commentators described it as a mother reclaiming her son's peace. The emotional tone of her message seemed to validate what many fans had sensed for months, that Can had been giving too much of himself, both emotionally and spiritually, and that his soul was quietly depleted. Instead of responding with words, Yaman turned to imagery, the language of art and introspection. On his Instagram, he posted a black and white photograph, a lone figure standing on a cliff's edge, gazing into an endless horizon. The caption? One word only. Reborn. That single image spoke volumes. Within minutes, the post went viral, with hundreds of thousands of comments flooding in. You're stronger than ever? A new era has begun. A phoenix rising from the ashes. Many noticed the poetic harmony between Yaman's post and her son's photo, two voices from the same soul, expressing renewal in different languages. Soon after, Italian daily La Repubblica published an exclusive interview with Yaman, in which she uttered the now famous line. That woman wasn't a light for my son, she was a shadow. My son was tired, but now he's breathing again. It was an astonishingly candid statement for a woman who had avoided interviews for years. Her words captured both heartbreak and rebirth. My son loved with his conscience, not just his heart. and even his conscience became exhausted. For many, it was the moment when the narrative shifted from gossip to transformation. Gulden Yaman had turned her son's personal heartbreak into a message of empowerment, not just for him, but for every person who has ever needed to rediscover their own worth. After the breakup, sources close to the actor revealed that Yaman immersed himself in creativity. Alone in Madrid, he began writing, producing, and conceptualizing new projects. What had once been emotional weight was now artistic fire. A friend from his inner circle said, "For the first time, Can is walking alone, but for the first time, he's truly free." Producers and directors noticed it too. In meetings, they no longer saw just a handsome face, they saw depth. They spoke of a new aura, one that carried not just charm, but introspection, discipline, and soul. A Turkish producer commented anonymously, "He's not just playing roles anymore. He's living them." This new Can has something the old one didn't, authenticity born of pain. But as the story of rebirth spread, the past made a quiet reappearance. Turkish actress Demet Özdemir, once rumored to share a deep connection with Can, broke her silence with a simple but heartfelt message. May he find the light he deserves. Fans, of course, seized upon it. Was this merely kind support, or something deeper? Regardless, her words reinforced what many had already begun to feel, that Yaman's story had entered a new emotional era. For months, Italian tabloids had thrived on his love life. But after Gulden's emotional interview, their tone shifted dramatically. Sara Bloomer made him an image, wrote one columnist, but Gulden Yaman made him human again. In both Turkey and Italy, the narrative had transformed. Can was no longer being portrayed as a romantic symbol, but as a man who had conquered his own fragility. A reborn soul, no longer hiding behind fame. Behind the scenes, sources confirm that Can and his mother have begun collaborating on a joint project in Madrid, a combination of art, emotion, and healing. It's said to blend their shared experiences into a creative expression that celebrates rebirth and authenticity. A close source summarized it beautifully. Can is no longer just an actor. He's a man who fell, learned, and rose again. Their collaboration is more than just a project, it's a testament to what family, love, and courage can build after heartbreak. At its heart, this story is more than celebrity news, it's a reflection of something deeply human. Can Yaman's journey reminds us that life is not defined by who we love, but by how we rise when love ends. He's shown that true power lies not in the noise of fame, but in the quiet strength of reinvention. His mother's bravery, his silence, and his art have converged into one truth: healing begins when we stop pretending. Fans now call him the man who rebuilt himself. And maybe, just maybe, that's the greatest role he'll ever play. And so, dear viewers, another chapter in the world of Turkish stardom unfolds, not in scandal, but in strength. What do you think of Yaman's transformation? Do you see this as a story of heartbreak or a tale of triumph? Tell us in the comments, we love hearing your voices. And before you go, don't forget to comment your thoughts below. Like this video if you were touched by this story. Subscribe to Mr. Magazine for more emotional, cinematic journeys from the world of fame. And if you want to go the extra mile, tap for join to support our channel, because with your help, we'll continue to uncover the heart behind every headline. Until next time, this is Mr. Magazine, where stars shine, stumble, and rise again.